Good evening, everybody. I'm going to give everybody a second to hop on. I see that there's a few people that have been waiting. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome into the second episode of the Glass Slipper Society. How is everybody tonight? Welcome in. Welcome in. Good evening. Hey, Doug. How are you? This is in reverse this time. You know what, too? I thought about I decided for this every time I was going to do something different, I was going to do Donald Duck tonight. And I should have. I'll have to do that next time. But I had one of my other viewers send me some pictures of her granddaughter that's named after Winnie the Pooh, and it's her birthday. So I thought I would do Winnie the Pooh today. Good evening, everybody. I don't know if it kicked people out. There was a bunch of people waiting, and then it kind of like popped off. Let me give it a few more minutes. How are you tonight, Doug? You still there? There's a lot of bags. Yeah. I have a bit of a backpack and ear thing going on. You can't see all my ears. I'm in the process of fixing up the back of this room. It's all in a process right now. I have another wall over here that has the rest of my popcorn buckets, all my Star Wars stuff. And my Mickey Not So Scary stuff is over here. And then I have a whole another shelf full of all of my nicer ears. These ears over here are all going to end up on the wall. And I've got some paintings and stuff I'm waiting for, our canvases actually, that I picked up from the last art show and a couple of years from before that I'm waiting for some frames so I can get all that up. I'm doing good. I'm slowly healing. I had surgery actually on the same day as Pete did. So, which was not expected. I went in and I needed surgery, and I didn't know it was going to be that quickly. So, I'm getting there. You know, it's day 6. My surgery was not nearly anything his was. It was my wrist, and it's all still kind of ugly looking. I have a big bandage over it, but it hurts more than it looks right now. And my hand's kind of numb and weird. I'm still going to live stream next week and go down to Disney, even though my hand isn't working great. But I'm going anyway. We'll see what happens. Just waiting to see if anybody else jumps on. It's showing that there's some people on, but I had a couple topics to talk with everybody about. I know my friend Henry wasn't going to make it on tonight. He is at the parks with his wife. They're doing some crazy park hopping, I think. They were doing some double or triple shows or something. If he watches this again, I talked to him yesterday. And there's all kinds of other fun things that I want to do with this channel, but I have to wait until I am monetized before it will let me do a bunch of said things. And then I'm going to have to upgrade some of my equipment and probably get a new computer. This computer is actually new, but it just doesn't handle the things that I need it to do. I got it before I thought that I was going to be doing this sort of thing. So any of you techie people out there, if there's anybody on, and I may have to call Pete, I don't know. I'm going to need some help with some things because I do know some things, but I don't know a lot of the things. So I'm learning as I go. But there's a bunch of the things that I want to do, but I've realized some of it I have to wait. I actually tried to do some of it earlier, and it all kept telling me it would kind of let me do it, and then it was like, no. So some of it I learned I have to wait. So I can give it a few more minutes and then I'm just going to get started with some of the things that I wanted to talk about and see if anybody else jumps on. I know I forgot to put a post up about it. It is all a process, Doug. It definitely is. And I'm perfectly happy with where I am. And my channel is actually growing a lot quicker than I thought it would. So I'm actually having to learn this faster than I thought I was going to have to. And it's a lot. I mean, I researched before I decided to do this, but it's a lot more than what I even knew. And some of it won't let me do. So I can't learn it until you get to that step. And I didn't know until I met all of you guys. I didn't know anybody else that did this until I started. Um, so I'm super thankful for everybody that's reached out and offered to help in things because, I can only get so far and then I'm kind of lost, lost in the process. So, the process definitely is the process. And I know Carolyn might not even be on because it is her granddaughter's birthday. So I guess I'll go ahead and get started. So there's a couple of things. I did speak with my friend Henry, which if he's watching this, hey, Henry, which I mean, he will be later. I know he's not on tonight. So we had talked about doing some different streams and different things to work around. When I go to the parks, I live stream, but I know that there's a lot of other live streamers out there that are bigger than me. So, I'm happy with I get who I get. And depending on, which days I go to do different things, like today I was watching and, DSN has their live stream network and there was 3 or 4 of their big live streamers. I know Ron's coming back soon because he was in Japan. There's a bunch of them that were all streaming, all for Magic Kingdom today. I don't actually know how they got the viewers that they did, but they're all in the same place. And then I did notice that some of them were starting to hop back out to different places. I think because they were all in Magic Kingdom. I don't think they all realized they were all there at first, and then they all kind of dispersed. So some of them went to Disney Springs, some of them hopped out, went to Epcot or Hollywood Studios, because they realized they were all in the same place. So, which is all good. And I'm just kind of going to stick to my schedule. So first thing is, I was going to talk about when I go. I'm making a quick trip next week, despite my gibbly wrist. It's actually my wrist, but it's affecting my hand now. So I plan on getting to there in the afternoon. Like I normally get there about 11 o'clock because I leave at about 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I'm not staying on property this time, which is new for me. And I'm going to have to navigate parking lots and stuff. So that's something new for me. So I decided I was going to try Epcot the first day, mostly because I want to go get the Winnie the Pooh popcorn bucket because I'm a popcorn bucket person. And I love Winnie the Pooh. But also there's some of the food things I didn't get to try. And I wanted to go to a park that was going to be open a little bit later because normally I would just do like Animal Kingdom or something, but I'm not going to get there till a bit later. And because I can't check into my hotel till a little later, I do have to stop at the Character Warehouse, which I have also never done. So I didn't know if anybody would be interested in me streaming the Character Warehouse. I know other people have done that, and I'm more than happy to. I have to go in and get a couple of things. So for anybody that may be watching this later, they have a whole bunch of Stony Clover stuff in there, like for super cheap. I think along with me, the stuff is really cute, but nobody wants to pay $290 for a backpack or $80 for a baseball hat or $200 for, a shoulder or fanny pack, whatever you want to call it. It's the same thing. People just wear it differently. It can be chaotic. Yeah, I've heard that and I've seen it when people have gone in. So I'm going for a couple specific items. One thing I can't mention on here because she might pop on here later. But there's a couple things I need to go in and get. So I'm going to pop in there real quick before I check into my hotel, dump all my stuff off, and then I'm going to head over to the park. So I'm probably not going to get there until 3 or 4 o'clock. Now I have it as Epcot, but I can change it. I mean, I could go to Epcot the next day. I could park hop. I mean, that's the beauty of us being annual pass holders, right? So if anybody else would prefer to see a different park, I'm more than happy to do that. I have it planned to go to Hollywood Studios the next day, and I thought that I might park hop out and go to, I normally don't park hop out to go to Magic Kingdom when I'm doing that day, but then I saw the Haunted Mansion today and I was like, I love the Haunted Mansion. So I might have to do that. I didn't want to struggle with the TTC the very first time I have to try the parking lot deal. So I'm going to do that next time. Some of the ones I have booked ahead, I do actually have them booked on property. But if this works out, I may change that because some of the hotels off property are actually really, really nice and they're a lot cheaper. I've always just stayed on property. When I go in July, I'm going to be there for July the 4th. My happy moderator husband is going to be there with me, and we're going to stay at French Quarter because that's his favorite place. And so we will definitely keep that one. And we're going to keep the one in May when I bring my stepdaughter because we're beyond property and be easier. But any of the ones in between, because I'm going to try and go every 2 weeks, I'm going to stay off property. And any of the other ones that I may do, I may change them. So I'm going to have to navigate the TTC at some point. So we'll see. We'll see how all of that goes. But those days are, negotiable. I just got to change the reservation if I end up park hopping out. And of course, I'll have my car with me. So I need to make sure I come back to the other park or I stay at that other park. So right now I have Epcot as the first half day. And then I have Hollywood Studios the second day. And I was only going to stay for one of the Phantasmics, but I might end up staying for both. I was going to try and do the Starlight Parade and then do Phantasmic. But it's too close together and I'm not going to be able to get back to Hollywood Studios in enough time. Because once everybody floods out of Magic Kingdom, even if I watch it from the back, like right by town, right by the railway station and just like exit right away, I really only have one bus to be able to get back. So I don't think I'm going to try and do that this time. Maybe another time. I'm going to try and get a couple different shows in. So that's the plan for this trip. And then I have another trip April 13th to 16th. And that's really what I wanted to talk about. I have different days set, but I know a few people. Hey, Mike, how's it going? I was just saying to Doug how this is in reverse because normally you guys are the moderators on your show. Now you're in mine. So this is different. How are you tonight? So I was going to see how everybody felt about this. Would actually cost me more money, but doing an after hours party and seeing how those are. Hi, Cakes. Hey, everybody's jumping in. Hey, how's it going? I know everybody has asked about the after hours parties and most of the other, yeah, Doug's here. Most of the other streamers don't usually do the after hours because they cost more money. And us as annual pass holders, we don't want to pay more money for those things other than, Mickey Not So Scary parties and that sort of thing. But I thought about trying them. I know a lot of people have mentioned them and wanting to see what they're like. I don't know if they're worth it. I really want to try a Magic Kingdom one, but this is the weird thing when I looked up the after hours. I have no problem doing that. I think it's great. I think it's something to try. I think it would be really great. I've done some like later hour things before, and I think it's really cool, really good for people if they have kids with like neurosensory disorders. If you yourself has a neurosensory disorder, if you don't like people, I think those are great. I've walked around Magic Kingdom when it's pretty much dead and there's nobody there, like in the after hours. It's fantastic. You can just walk onto any ride. I think one night we rode Thunder Mountain like 8 times back to back. It's great. But I want to see if this is the same kind of experience. I know that they have free, it's like water and soda, popcorn, and the Mickey ice cream bars. So it's similar to that kind of thing. But it's kind of funny when you look at the tickets, Magic Kingdom has one open for the days I'm available. But they don't have annual pass holder discount tickets, I guess, because it's Magic Kingdom. They're all like, well, everybody's just going to go. So there's no discounts on those. It's just a flat $199, which is kind of crazy because it's only 10 to 1. So it's like 3 hours for $200. Hollywood Studios is like 158 or something. But theirs is, I don't know if they're sold out or they're just not doing as many of them because they only do them on certain days, like it's like once or twice a week. They don't have their starting until almost the end. There's one in the end of April, which I won't be there for. And then they're going into May, and they're usually on days I'm not there. So there's certain days that I normally go because those are my days off for work. And they're usually on like Thursdays and Saturdays, and I'm not usually there those days. I could kind of try to make that work later on if I had enough planning, but for the ones I have already planned, it doesn't work. But there is one in Epcot. Now, I was trying to see if that's worth it to do one at Epcot because it's kind of like, Guardians is there, Test Track is there. I don't. The food places aren't going to stay open, but the rides do. Um, so I don't know if everybody thought that was worth it. If everybody would like to watch that, if I paid it, it's still like I think $150 at Epcot to stay at Epcot late. It's actually a day that I already had planned to go to Epcot. Ironically, I had my theme park reservations there, which we all know are super easy to change. But that was a day I was already supposed to be there anyway. So I could go, stream in the morning, go take a nap or hang out, relax, and then come back at night and then stay really late. But I know a lot of people have asked about it, and I'm more than happy to do that. I am going to do a Magic Kingdom one, but I want to wait until Thunder Mountain is open because I love Thunder Mountain. And if I have to pay an extra $200, I would like to do it when I can do Thunder Mountain. I'm also getting a chest strap and some other equipment so I can take you guys on those rides with me, opposed to just holding it and being kind of, I don't know how good that's going to be, but it's better than me holding it. So I can take everybody with me on Soarin' and Tron, and I don't know how well it'll work on Guardians because it's so dark in there and spinny, but we can try it. So I just wanted to see what everybody thought about that, because if nobody's interested in watching, then, there's no point in me spending an extra $160 for me to hang out until 1 o'clock in the morning at any of these places. But I thought it'd be something fun. You never did one, Doug? I don't think a lot of people have done them. So I think because they're so expensive for that few hours. Now, like I said, for some people, if you've got sensory disorders or you don't like a lot of people, I think it would be really good. Yeah. Hey, I get that. I get that. If it wasn't for this, I probably wouldn't be doing it. I think my husband would enjoy that because he doesn't like a lot of the people. Like, I don't seem to mind it as much. I just kind of navigate through people and I don't pay attention. But he's like, for me to go, he's like, yeah, you should probably try it. We both looked at it a long time ago, and he was like, that's a lot of money for 3 hours. Now, if it was like 5 hours, like the party, or you can go in at 4, so the party's like 7 hours, because I'll probably do a couple of Mickey Not So Scary parties. That's a little better. The Halloween party is our favorite thing to do. I'll probably do a couple of them. I know that a lot of people stream those too, but it's my favorite thing to do. I dress up and everything too. So I will definitely be doing probably at least 1 or 2 of those. So yeah, I'll be doing those too. But I thought these would be something different and fun, and it's quiet. And I thought, there's not gonna be anybody else there. So, I mean, it'd just be a ton of rides. I think all of the food places do close at probably 10 or so, like when the rest of the park closes, which is why you get all the free snacks and stuff. So it's kind of like, it kind of reminded me like how the party was. I went to the Christmas party just after COVID one year, and we actually starved to death because we didn't know that the places were going to close. And so we got there and thought, well, we'll just eat. And so we started doing some rides and stuff. And then we realized that all the places were going to close. The only place left was Casey's. And we were starving to death. And then Casey's closed. And all they had was like the little cookies that they were giving out. And at that time, it wasn't as many as what they do now. We were so cold and we were so hungry. I think that's what we decided. Like, we love Christmas and we love Christmas at Disney. Is one of our favorite times to go, but we like banished the Christmas party from now on. Maybe not this year. Maybe I'll go, but we banished it. We were just like, no, the Halloween party, 100%. Love the Halloween party. Christmas, Yes, yeah, and they do bring out characters. They did say that there's some rare characters. Now I don't know how that works for Epcot. Epcot would be my least park that I would probably want to try first. But like I said, I want to, if I'm going to pay an extra $200 to do Magic Kingdom, I want to do it when Thunder Mountain's open. So it's going to have to be sometime after May. There is one available for June 1st, and June 1st is when I'm supposed to be there. It's also when I think y'all are supposed to be there. I like eating more than I like Christmas. There's my husband, guys, the moderator. He popped up. He's at work. So that verifies that story there. Um, so I think you guys were all talking about being there on the 31st. I know when I talked to Pete originally, he said he was still going to be there on the 1st, which I'm supposed to be there on June the 1st. So I think I was going to try and come and hang out with anybody that was still there. So I could possibly come and hang out, like I'm getting there that day. I could try and leave a little earlier, come and hang out that day with you guys for a bit in Magic Kingdom. I think that's where you guys are going to be. And then go and have a nap and stuff, and then come back and do another night stream. That is a possibility. Now, you guys probably wouldn't be watching that night because you're probably going to be sleeping if you've been at the park all day. But that is definitely something that I could do that day. So if the Epcot one works out, then I would probably do the Magic Kingdom one. And Thunder Mountain should be open by then. Also, when I go in May, I mean, I'm going to try and book 2-week ones in between there, but I have at least one booked every month to go. When I go in May, it is my stepdaughter's birthday, and it's right after the Space Ranger spin opens. So I'm going to get some good coverage of that as well and try that out. I don't know if anybody's going to be there before that, but that should be fun. See how that goes. It looks kind of like it's going to be like Toy Story Mania, kind of. So we'll have to see how that works out, except for, with guns and targets, but we'll see how all that works out. But I think with everything else going on today, I forgot to put up on my Instagram to remind everybody to come on here. So I think that was my fault. There's not as many people on. Last time we had a lot. And I know Carolyn's not on. It was her granddaughter's birthday. And I know Henry's in the park. And I know some other people were busy tonight. So you get there May 29th. Okay. I've been trying to see if I can try and get there a little earlier. My normal days off for work are Monday through Wednesday. And that's why when I go on these short trips like I am, I actually get up at like 2 a.m. and I drive it's actually 7 and a bit hours. I think it's 8 because I get the hour added on when I get into Florida. And so I usually get there sometime around between 11 and noon, depending on traffic. And then I'm in the park until I'm there Monday afternoon, Tuesday. Wednesday, I try to do a short stream before I go. I usually do Animal Kingdom because it opens so early. So that's usually my routine. And then I drive home, and then I work Thursday through Sunday. I work like longer hours. I arrange that with my work so that I could have those days like that. So if I can try and get some extra days, I will. They took all my PTO because of my hand surgery. Or my wrist surgery. So I don't know if I'll have any to be able to try and come early, but I'll see what I can try and work out. I know I spoke to Pete for a long time on my drive home last time after I guess all of you kind of found me, but and he has said he was still going to be there on June the 1st. Cause I was like, great. Cause that's the afternoon that I'm there. But I know everybody else has been talking about the 31st. So I think there's like random days that everybody's kind of there, but I'm there the 1st to the 3rd. So I didn't know when everybody else was going to be there, but I thought that would be really fun for everybody to be able to hang out. But those were all the things that I had going on, and I'm going to maybe try the after hours thing. So I don't know if anybody wants to see it. Maybe I will try the Epcot thing. That would be April the 15th because I'm there the 13th to the I would say the 13th to the 16th or something. I'm there an extra day this next time because I took an extra day off. Let me check my itinerary because I have so many booked that sometimes I forget what days I'm doing. I probably should have written that down before I got on here. Thanks, Sheila. I was like, I didn't know if my friend Carolyn was going to come on here, and it was her granddaughter's birthday today. And she sent me some pictures, and I know usually she doesn't mind me sharing, but she's not on, so I'm not going to do that. But so if she came on, I was going to that's why I did that for her. So I put a yellow dress on. I've got my Winnie the Pooh ears. I got my Winnie the Pooh mug. So I was doing a Winnie the Pooh thing for her, but I think she's probably busy with her, which is completely understandable because she's usually always on here. Strawberry Fields Fairy and a few others are usually on here too. But like I said, I forgot to let anybody know and remind them. Let me see, the 13th to the 16th. Yeah. So I'm there for an extra day this next time. So it's really like 3.5, 4 days kind of thing. Hey, Reed in the Tower. How are you? Fancy meeting you here. Oh, and Reed, since you're on, I don't know if you're on my Instagram yet, but if you can come find me on Instagram, it's the same Steph Wonders Disney, and shoot me a message there. I needed to talk to you about something. So if you wanted to hit me up over there, I'll talk to you after the stream, okay? So yeah, I think maybe we'll try the after hours thing. I think that might be fun. And we'll see how that goes, see if it's worth it for anybody else to try that or anybody else that wants to try that, whether they want to do a bunch of rides, they want to eat a bunch of food. I don't know, you'd have to eat a lot of popcorn and Mickey, ice cream, Mickey, what were they? The ice cream sandwiches to equal $150. So I was laughing with Pookie Bug there and I said, I'm going to have to eat a lot of ice cream sandwiches to equal $150. So I was just saying I needed to lose the extra like 8 pounds I put on. I'm probably going to gain 10 pounds from that night because I'm going to eat all the ice cream sandwiches. So thanks, Reed. So yeah, I'll have to eat my body weight in ice cream sandwiches to make up $150. But we'll run around and do all the rides because if there's nobody there, I mean, you just do all the rides back to back. So, which is kind of fun. Welcome in anybody else watching. Welcome in. So the other thing that I was going to talk about, since I can't bring up any graphics or anything until I'm monetized, so I apologize for that. Those are all the things that I was trying to think about doing and all that kind of stuff. But I do a lot of research and watching all the things, and a lot of people are talking about the tea room experience at the Grand Floridian, of course. So because it's new and it's, you can't get any reservations right now, but I've been watching everybody's reviews of it and really looking at the food and what everybody else has to say about it. I don't know if anybody else has looked into this at all, or if anybody has anything to say about what they've seen. Me as someone that has been to quite a few actual real high teas, I can say I'm a little disappointed from what I've seen. Get the caviar. That's the only thing. I have not seen anybody order the caviar because it's $150. But from the actual just tea experience itself, it looks a little disappointing. And the reviews aren't good on the actual, like what you get for the tea service itself, other than the scones. Everyone says the scones are good. Which I don't know if anybody's been to a real high tea before, but it's funny when a lot of people have not. When they serve it with all that stuff, you're actually supposed to put clotted cream and then the jam on top of it, which I get. No one has to be proper English around here. That's just how it is. But the scones themselves are, everyone says that the scones are good. And twining tea is good, but you can get it anywhere and doesn't cost $80. Hey, Jalen, welcome back. Yes, Sheila, you have. So the offerings that I've seen, and I just watched a whole bunch of videos. even WDW News, they were saying that they enjoyed it, but the thing that most they were kind of disappointed about it, like we can go over the items, item by item. Oh, thank you. Welcome in, Jen. Oh, Lily's mom. Yes, I recognize your name because I've seen them on their chat. So thanks for coming over. We're just sitting around chatting. So welcome in. Welcome in. We're just talking about some after hours things I'm thinking of doing. And we're talking about the new tea service at the Grand Flow. So welcome in. Good to see you. I've seen you in the other chats. So I was just saying it's in reverse. So we're seeing everybody in my chat, but all names I've seen. Welcome in. Nice to see you. So I looked through the things item by item, and even like I just watched like Right on Main Street, and I've seen, of course, Molly go there and WW News. I've seen, quite a few, and they've broken it down, and it's kind of mixed, but it seems like it's really expensive for what you get, and the food isn't really that great. Like the desserts are pretty not good. And even the offerings that you get for like the savory offerings are, I don't know, questionable. Like I am pretty adventurous with food, and I don't think I would want to eat most of that. So I really wanted to do this. I was so excited that this was happening. You can ask Spooky Bug. I had talked about it, and I really, really wanted to do this. So I've been looking for reservations and talking about it and wanting to try and go. And then as I'm watching all of this pour in, I'm pretty disappointed. Like, I mean, if everybody really wants to see it, yeah, I guess I would pay $80 and go have tea. But I mean, the cake bake kind of looks better, is more. But the food itself is not really that great. And everyone says that the cheese plate is the best thing, but the cheese plate isn't even included. It's extra. So you have to prepay the $80 for the tea service. And then you have to pay for the cheese plate and all that other stuff extra. But the cheese plate is the thing. Even WW News said that the cheese plate is the best thing about the tea service, not even the tea or the sandwiches or the desserts or anything else. And the desserts, some of the desserts were like the cheaper stuff that you can get from other places that they kind of like threw together. So it's I don't know. I don't know if anybody else has looked into it. What does anybody think about that? Or has anybody looked into it? I wish I could bring graphics up on my screen so you could see it. I don't know if anybody's looked into it or knows anything about it or the food. You've not looked into it? Yeah, it's one of those things that's just new. It's mostly like they have one sandwich. And I mean, some people might actually like this one. I myself don't like cucumber. Like, I detest cucumber. I'll eat a lot of things, but I just don't like cucumber. That one actually doesn't look bad. It reminds me kind of like the avocado toast from the festivals. So it's like it's a little piece of bread about this big, and it's got like some swirled cream cheese with some edible flowers and the cucumber slices swirled on there, and it looks pretty. Everything looks pretty. And that one, most people said tasted good if you like cucumbers. So I myself wouldn't eat that. There's another one that is it's almost like a savory, sticky Rice Krispie ball with some like salmon tartare on it. Now I myself would probably eat the salmon part. I don't think I want to eat like a crispy, sticky, savory Rice Krispie treat thing underneath it. It's kind of weird. And the other one is like a tuna thing that's got the hearts on it. Again, it looks really pretty, but most people have said it doesn't taste very good. Hey, welcome in. Welcome in. We're all talking about the new tea service at the Grand Floridian. We're talking about whether or not we think it's worth it, or some people know about it, some people don't. And until I can get a little bit bigger of a channel, I can't bring up any graphics. So, I mean, I could hold up my phone, but anybody else can look it up too. I've watched a bunch of reviews from a bunch of different places. Now, everybody has said, anybody that's gone has said that the alcoholic drinks were good and the tea was good. But of course, Twinings tea you can get anywhere. I have a whole bunch of Twinings tea out in my kitchen. I'm drinking tea right now. There is the cheese plate is really good. That's everybody's loved the cheese plate. But again, that's extra. That's not included in the tea service. And the desserts were super disappointing. The Mad Hatter hat is straight matcha. So if you don't like matcha, you're not going to like that. But it is powdered matcha all on the outside. And then when you break into it, it's like matcha cake on the inside with like matcha cream. So it's super, super, super matcha. I thought they would break it up with like some chocolate or something. But it's not. Yeah. And then there's another one that's like a little chocolate ball thing. And even the right on Main Street lady, she was laughing because when you take the top off, the inside is like that normal kind of, it's like that sweet, I don't know how to describe it. It's in like a whole bunch of Disney desserts where it's got like that, the crispy wafer thing on the outside with like it's like a chocolate curd almost on the inside. And she was like, she said that she's like, I can't believe that they use this. This is in like even some of the cheaper desserts that you can just buy off of Main Street for like $5. For them to put that in there, that seems kind of, you know. So all in all, I don't know, the fact that you have to prepay the $80 for that. And then the best thing about it is the cheese plate you have to pay extra for once you get there. I don't know. I don't know if that's worth it. I don't know if it's worth it to try it. I think it's worth it to try the after hours thing, So I'm going to do that for everybody. We're going to do the after hours. So if you're just tuning in now, I'm going to try streaming I'm going to go buy some tickets and start streaming the after hours parties. So the first one will probably be on the 15th. We're going to start with Epcot just because Hollywood Studios doesn't have any available for a while that work on days that I'm going to be there. And then if that one works out well and everybody likes it, then maybe we'll stay about doing the Magic Kingdom one on June the 1st. So June the 1st, I know Doug and Pete, I don't know if Cakes, are you going to be there too? Are going to be in Magic Kingdom in between the last week of May and the first week of June. I was going to hang out with Pete for a little bit on June 1st. I think he's still there that day. We had talked about it. And so I can get there later on that day and then go have a little nap. And then if that works out, I'll get that extra ticket and we'll stay up till 1 a.m. and the park should be pretty dead. And we'll just walk around and do rides and eat the food for free that they give out and hang out and see if it's worth it for that $200. I think all in all, there's going to be a lot less people. I have heard the Magic Kingdom one also has its own separate fireworks. I don't know if that's true. I've heard that from several people though. So until we experience it, I don't know. But there's like the Happily Ever After fireworks. And then I've been told that there's another set of fireworks at like 11:30 after everybody else leaves. So there's special fireworks for the after hours party, along with the food and everything. So it could be fun. They might have extra things, especially at the Magic Kingdom one. That one I would be excited for. Okay, Doug, good night. Thanks for tuning in. I know it's probably late there, isn't it? Thanks for coming on, Doug. That's not your cup of tea, Reed. That's like the play on words too. Yeah, I understand that, Doug. When I normally am at work, I get up at 3:30 in the morning, so I totally understand that. I usually have to go to bed between like 7 and 7:30. So I totally get that. You go get some sleep. So yeah, those are all the things that we've been talking about tonight. Hopefully later on when I get some more people and things like that, we can have some graphics going, maybe have some more people come in. This is a new show for me, so of course I'm not going to be doing the show next week because I'll be in Epcot. If anybody has any better ideas, if they want me to go to a different park, or if there's a collective consensus that they would like to see a different park, I am totally happy to do that. It's probably you. It's probably you, Sheila. If everybody wants to know, Sheila is my mom. And it's like 2,800 miles away. Pretty sure that's probably the furthest one, Mom. You can't walk around Epcot's World Showcase the entire way during after hours. For some reason, we did not know that. Really? I didn't know that either. You can't walk around. Hmm. So if the rides are all open though, and you can't walk around all of World Showcase, how do you get to the rides? Did they explain that, Lily's mom? Because I know the rides are supposed to stay open. So if you were to go to Frozen and then wanted to go to Remy's, you have to like backtrack all the way around. Oh, wow. I mean, I guess that makes sense in some ways because if I know all of the food vendors close at like the normal time. So at like 10 o'clock or whatever, like the park closes at 9 or 10, and then those are supposed to close. So I guess if they don't want people just wandering around through all the kiosks, I guess they would close it. But I guess you would have to figure out your night then that way because otherwise you'd be walking back and forth to each place. And that's a long way to walk. I mean, if you're wanting to go back and forth that many times. Yeah, I wouldn't have realized that. I wouldn't have realized that at all. Yeah, you definitely have to take the long way. So it's almost like you would have to start at Remy's and then maybe ride that a couple of times if it's not busy, like as many times as you want to do that, and then leave and come back because everything else is, of course, on this side and in the middle. You wouldn't really be going back up to Remy's for any other reason. And the same with Frozen, it's kind of off on its own over there. And then everything else is, in the middle. Those two are kind of on their own. But thank you for letting me know that because if I'm going to do that, I wouldn't have known that. I would have been just like trying to walk around and then realize. Then I probably would have been mad. I would turn around and walk all the way around the other way after you've already walked, 15, 17 miles that day. That's a lot. So that's something to keep in mind. But yeah, I think we'll start with that. I really wanted to start with the Hollywood Studios one for that amount of money. But again, it just doesn't work out on the days that I'm there. And of course, Animal Kingdom doesn't have one, which I think that they should, even though, it's a half day park and doesn't have as many rides and stuff. I still think they should because Animal Kingdom at night is really cool. And no one ever gets to see it at night anymore. It's sad because you don't get to see Pandora or the tree lit up or any of that. Yeah, I guess so, Reed. I mean, it makes sense if they're trying to control crowds to get them out because you've got a lot of people out there drinking and stuff too. So if they're trying to control the people that aren't supposed to be there, they're trying to clear them out. I guess that's why they do it. But yeah, definitely thank you for the heads up, Lily's mom, because yeah, I wouldn't have known that. So, but I think we'll try it and we'll see how that stream goes. And we'll see how everybody likes that. And I don't know how many people can stay up until 1 in the morning and watch that with me, but we'll try it. And then if that works out, maybe we'll do the Magic Kingdom one. And like I said, I would do Magic Kingdom first, even though it's more money, but I would rather wait until Thunder Mountain is open because Thunder Mountain is my favorite. And if I can't ride it a bunch of times, I mean, I also love Haunted Mansion and a lot of the others, but why not wait a little bit until Thunder Mountain is open? Because I don't know, it just makes it more worth it, right? Oh, so you've done it. How long ago did you do it, Lily's mom? Hey, Strawberry Field Fairy. I was talking about you before. I knew that I had forgotten to let everybody know on Instagram that I was on tonight. I know some people were wondering because of my surgery if I was going to be doing it tonight, but I'm here. How are you? Less cause for security read. Yeah. It's funny how Disney saves money in some ways and doesn't in others, but it's pretty funny. Yeah, I'm excited. That sounds like a lot of fun. And I always, Disney is always different when there's less people around because you're always used to all of the craziness of people being around. That if you can be there when there's less people, it's always really cool. I know the few times that we've gone and done after hours, like we did after hours at Magic Kingdom once before, like it was a popular thing and before you had to pay for it, like old fast pass. We won't talk about those things. Um, it was dead. I remember us walking around in there and there was nobody there. Like we just rode Thunder Mountain back to back to back, but there was nobody there and it was like a ghost town, but you can take all kinds of cool pictures. It's a completely different view of the park when there's nobody in there. Um, it's still a ton of fun. It's a completely different thing. So I'm interested to see what this is like. Good. I'm glad that you're feeling good. Good. Hey, Yoo-hoo, welcome in. Welcome back. I'm glad to see everybody jumping on. Yes, I heard that it's supposed to be May 9th. I'm going to be there May the, I think, 11th to the 13th. So I'll be there shortly after that. And of course, if it doesn't open on time, the date that I was looking at to try and do the after hours would be June the 1st. I haven't bought the ticket yet, which I don't want to wait too long. I am watching them in case they sell out. Like the ones at Hollywood Studios right now are sold out. That's part of it too, is you can't get tickets until like the beginning of May. And then they're also on days that I can't normally go. But they didn't even have any available for like until I think it was April the 29th. And then it was like some of them they weren't doing. I'm opening it up right now. And again, it was funny that Magic Kingdom doesn't offer the annual pass holder discount. So Epcot and Hollywood Studios gives you the products and prices for annual pass holders. And then the one for Magic Kingdom is just one straight price, $199. Like they're like, well, it's Magic Kingdom. You're just going to pay for it anyway. So, they don't give you a discount for that one. Yeah, the first one for Hollywood Studios, they're always on a Wednesday. And usually I leave on Wednesdays to come home. So if I stayed for an extra night, which I do sometimes, like this next, not this trip, but the 2 weeks after that, I am staying for an extra night. So I could do it on a night like that. Let me see here. It is, see, in that week, I actually looked at doing that week. So that the week that I'm there is the 11th to the 14th. But that week, they're not doing it on Wednesday. They're doing it on a Thursday. So it doesn't work that week for me. So it changes between Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And like in May, they only have one on the 6th, one on the 14th. So I'm already gone that day. If it was the day before, it would have been fine. And then one on the 30th. So they're very random. Like they have 3 that month. That's it. So they're very few and far between. And then in June, it's like every Wednesday. So I think it's something they're still trying to like work out. So I would have rather paid the extra money for that, but I'll try the Epcot one first. Hey, SG. You ready to go tomorrow? We've been talking about the new high tea at the Grand Floridian and doing after hours ticket parties. And then we were talking Thunder Mountain is supposed to open right before we go in May. So hopefully if it opens up on time, we'll be able to ride Thunder Mountain. It's supposed to open like 2 days before we go. What I'm wondering is if I'm able to get multi-pass, like lightning lanes for that. Because if it's only supposed to open 2 days before, I don't know if it will be available the 7 days before to do a multi-pass for it. Oh, I'll cry real tears too. Trust me. So yeah, we'll have to see about all of that. So that was all I had for tonight. I don't know if anybody else has anything else they want to talk about. I don't know if anybody wants to see Hollywood Studios that second day that I'm there this week, or if they want to see what the other parks. I'm going to Epcot the first. If anybody missed the first part, unless they go back and watch, I'm going to be at the parks on Monday. So we're not going to be doing this on Monday because I'll be at the park streaming. So I'm going to do the character warehouse first. Yes. Same, Reed. Same. That's why I didn't want to do it before then. It's my very favorite. I will ride it 10 times in a row, and it is the best. And you also have to sit in the very back. So if we ever all end up there at the same time, we're all going to be fighting for that back seat. But I am going to be in the parks. I'm going for a quick trip, even though I just had the surgery on my hand. I mean, I stream with this one, so I'll just have to figure it out with this one. I mean, it's getting better. You can see the bruise, and it's got a big. I think I'm almost 7 days out. I've got a big bandage on it. You can't actually see it. It's right here. There's big stitches underneath here. I'm having some issues with some numbness and stuff, but it is getting a little better. But it's not anything that I can't not go. I just have to be careful with it. So I'm still going. So I'm going to drive up real early on Monday. I'm going to be at the park a little bit later because I'm going to go to the character warehouse first. They have, for any of my girlies that just jumped on, they have all of the, well, not all of it, but a lot of the Stony Clover merch at the character warehouse. So I've never been there before. I know it can be crazy. I didn't know if anybody actually wanted to see that as a stream. But I'm going to go in there because they have, a ton of stuff, which makes sense because, I like their stuff, but I don't want to pay $290 for a backpack. And I don't want to pay $80 for a hat. But right now the hats are like $19.99 and the backpacks are like $129, which is still more than a Loungefly. But I mean, that's like $170 off. They have like the shoulder, I don't know what everybody calls them. I mean, they're fanny packs, but the ones you wear on the shoulder, I mean, however anybody wants to wear them, they're normally $190. They have some of them in there for like $80. I'm not saying I'm buying all those things because I know Pookie Bug is watching this and he's like, no more bags, as you can see on my bags behind. Also, these are 2 and 3 deep, people, so you can only see some. There's more and lower on the shelves that you can't see. But I do need to go and get a couple of things, so I'm going to grab that first. This is the first time I'm staying off property. So I'm going to have to manage parking lots that I've never done before, but I'm going to go dump off all my stuff at the hotel. And then I'm going to head to Epcot. And then the next day we're going to do Hollywood Studios, which I may do a park hop over to Magic Kingdom just because I was watching people today streaming. And yeah, it's like a crossbody kind of, it's, like the fanny packs, but people just shorten them up. I do it too. And just wear it, like across your shoulder. So it like hangs underneath your armpit kind of. Yes. We know. Apparently, I'm not allowed to buy any more cups unless I throw one away. He hasn't said anything about the bags yet, but I mean, I have gotten better. He has to admit I have gotten better. I've gotten more practical with the things I buy. I actually have to think about it and go, am I actually going to wear these or use them? Because as you can tell, like, even with this, I threw this together, but I coordinate all my outfits. So my backpacks usually match all my outfits and things, but I do have to wear bigger backpacks now because of all my equipment. But I've now gotten some really cool backpacks. Like I could wear my Loungeflies, and if they're not big enough to hold all of my equipment and battery chargers and streaming stuff, and I'm going to have a new, for anybody that missed it, I bought a new chest harness. So I'll be able to stream like Tron and Soarin'. And I don't know if I can do Guardians because it's so spinny and dark in there, but I can try it. But we're going to try all those things. The harness should be here tomorrow. So we're going to try that. And if it doesn't work, then I'm saving up to maybe try and do a GoPro because it's smaller. But again, I'm doing all this myself, so I have to do little things at a time. They are Winnie the Pooh ears. They are my Winnie the Pooh ears. Yep. I've had these ones for a long time. My Winnie the Pooh backpack's down there. But yeah. So yeah, I have to be really careful with what I buy because I have so much stuff now. But some of the things that I'm not allowed to buy anymore, but the ears, I have a lot of ears. And then you guys will see this room be a work in progress too. I've gotten some floater frames for my canvases, which we talked about last stream. So that will go up on the walls. I'm going to put some of my cheaper ears up there, which some of them are sitting right there. I'm going to put some of them up on the walls, which I can also wear, but they're going to go up on the walls. My nicer ones, you guys can't even see, are behind me, and they have all my Star Wars stuff, Star Wars popcorn buckets, my Death Star, my Mickey Not So Scary stuff, and all those popcorn buckets, Jack Skellington. All my really nice ears are in a cabinet in behind me here. Yeah, I didn't know I have a gimbal. That's what I use. And because it's actually so smooth, I thought about that. And even when I went last time, Reed, I don't know if you were on, but I did a live stream at Animal Kingdom, and I know Dave was on, which he's not on tonight. He was one of the few that was on that morning. I just held it in my hand and I did Everest, and it actually worked out really well. So even if I thought that it wasn't going to hang on strong enough because of the force, um, no Star Wars, pun intended there. I could just hang on to it with my hand. And it really wasn't that bad. So I may start trying to do that. But I know I use my own network, which is, I think a lot of people have said that my streams are really clear. And I know Thad from Theme Park Giant does too. And I think that's why both of our streams usually are pretty good. I know others aren't as much. And I think it's they use different Wi-Fi and things that aren't so good. So we're going to play around with that a little bit and see what we can get worked out. We're going to try and do some more stuff. And I don't know how I managed to not get a POV of Rise of Resistance last time. When I was at Hollywood Studios, I mean, I have video of it that I sent to Pookiebug. Freakishly enough, it was dead. I mean, I actually put it in an annual pass holder group in Facebook. People were saying, oh, well, it must have been, they were giving all these reasons. I'm like, there's no reason. It was just dead. It was absolutely dead. I have videos of like, you just see the odd group of 5 people walking around. Good night, Lily's mom. Thanks for coming in. Nice to see you. I'm going to have to go find your stream too. I know you have one. Thank you. And I rode Rise of Resistance was down to like a 10-minute wait, which is literally a walk on. All the cars were empty, and they would just put like 4 of us in one car, and all the rest of them were empty. And I rode it like 4 times in a row. Literally, you just get off and walk right back on. There's nobody in the queue. The 10 minutes was less than 10 minutes. It was just walking the queue. And for some reason, I did live stream it once, but I didn't think to get a POV, which I POV a lot of things. So I don't know why, but I just didn't do it. I've seen some CMs refuse using a gimbal, but the CM is always right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have a really good gimbal, and I think, the magnet on it is super strong, and I know that it pulls a lot in there. So I think that's the only reason I would be a little hesitant, thinking it might fall off, but I don't know. We'll see. I think I don't know if I would trust it more or the chest strap. I guess we'll find out how strong that chest strap is. I'm gonna have to put it on and then like literally like jump up and down and see, what happens. I want to test it out before. I know some other people use GoPros and things. So we'll have to see how all that works out. I'm just trying to make it better for everybody, including myself, to make it easier. I don't want to keep the chest strap on all day. I know some people do, and I don't like that. The gimbal is much better. And I have a nicer gimbal that I can use a lot. I do a lot more things with. But yeah, we'll have to see. I'll test it out. I think it was one of those things I thought maybe I couldn't do it, but maybe I can. Yeah, I think because of the movement, when they see you with it on, it's the same with like Tron and stuff. They won't let you. But if you have it on the chest thing, they don't say anything because it's attached to you, which is weird because they can still see it. Like they say you can't take anything on there, but I've seen lots of people put their phone in their pocket on Tron. Like we go to Universal. Universal, they, some of them they have, like when you go on Velocicoaster, you have to go through a metal detector. You legitimately can't take anything with you. And they say that on Tron, But I mean, lots of people walk through with phones and stick it in their pocket, which can just as easily fall out as it could if it's sitting on a chest strap. So I don't see what difference that makes. But I know a lot of the other streamers use a chest strap, so I can't see it's fine. I don't see the difference between a chest strap or you're hanging on to your gimbal. I see on Tron because you're, hanging on to the bike. But some of the others, I mean, it's kind of at your own risk, right? Like if your gimbal falls apart or your equipment falls, I mean, that's kind of on you, isn't it? I mean, if you lose it, you lose it. I don't see why that would hurt them at all. They're not obligated to go and get it for you. So no, you can't. You can't stream any rides. You have to put everything in a locker. And that's what makes it difficult. Like I would go to Universal more and stream, other than you can only just walk around. I did it for a media night that they had. We did back in November. And really all I did was they had the Christmas show going on the castle, which was really cool. And I have it in my POVs down there. And that was really cool because a lot of people haven't seen that. But you can't do a lot there because you can't take any of your stuff on the rides. I managed to smuggle my phone into a couple of them, and I got a couple of the pre-shows. It was fun, wasn't it? I managed to smuggle my phone in and got a couple of the pre-shows, like on Hagrid's, and a couple of the other things, and stuck it in my pocket, and just had to be really careful about like not losing it or it falling out anywhere. And they let me keep my phone because of the locker situation, that if you don't have a paper thing, you can't get your locker open without your ticket or whatever to open up the locker. So a lot of people were using their phone for that. So you can kind of get away with your phone, not for Velocicoaster. Velocicoaster, absolutely not. You had to put everything in the locker, even like your watch. Like I'd take my Apple Watch off, like everything had to be off. Some of the others you could get away with your phone. Absolutely no gimbal, like absolutely no other way. Forbidden Journey was broken down. That was actually the only reason why I got that walkthrough that's on there. If anybody wants to go and see that. Forbidden Journey was broken down when we were there. So they actually did a full walkthrough of the whole entire queue, of all of the projections and everything were working, and Dumbledore in his office, like all of that was working. Just the actual ride vehicle was broken. So they let us do a whole entire walkthrough of the queue, which was really cool because most of the time you're going so fast, you can't get a good ride view of, or a walkthrough of all of that and all the pictures talking and everything. So we got a really good walkthrough of that. Although unfortunately, SG had not been there before and she did not get to ride it. So we'll have to go back another time. But the only reason why I don't go to Universal as much is because you can't stream as much. Like I know, Theme Park Giant was there not that long ago because you just wanted to walk around. But if you do rides, you got to put everything away. So you can only do so much at Universal to stream. And that's why you don't see as many streamers there unless there's a parade. It's hard to do. I mean, like the Blues Brothers come out and, but I do content clips of those. So it's hard. Yeah, and I understand that. I mean, there's things like with the roller coaster that used to be there. I can't remember the name of it. That used to be there instead of Hagrid's, and there was things like it's a different clientele there. So there was like dueling coasters, almost kind of like Stardust Racers, and people were throwing things at each other. And so when you're hitting each other at high speeds, and it got to a point where apparently people were throwing shoes and stuff at each other. People were getting hurt, and that's why they started doing that. So now they've gotten to the point where you can't take anything on the rides. So people kind of ruined it for themselves. It's not just for, we can't stream or whatever, but now you can't take anything on there because, I mean, why would you take off your shoes? Or, people were taking like other things on there and throwing it at the other ride vehicle. But yeah, they are missing a lot of free advertising. And I think that's why Disney lets a lot of us do a lot of what we do. I have noticed that even before I started doing this and I was researching, if they see you out there with a gimbal or they know that, they can hear you talking, I'm very conscious of not ruining other people's time. So I stand back, I stay out of people's way when I'm on rides. I don't talk during the shows because I'm not there, to ruin everybody else's time. And I want to be respectful and I want everybody else to have a good time. But when they do see you with one, a lot of times the cast members, especially if you're nice to them, which you should always be nice to the cast members, by the way, if there's anybody on here, be nice to your cast members. they'll put me in the front row or they'll put me in the back row so I can get a better view. Or they'll see you with one, like the Green Army Band. Last time I was in Hollywood Studio saw me, and he intentionally like put me in the front, did like a full show, and then was like making sure that I had a good view of them as they're walking away because it's just free advertising for them. So, you know, Universal is really missing out on all that. They did it deliberately. Can't prove it. Well, if we go back again and it's broken again, then I'll let you say that. Oh, you're welcome, Reed. Yeah. I mean, that's very important to me. It's always been important to me at the parks. I do weave my way in and out of the crowd fairly quickly, and I'm just one person. So, it's easy for me to get in and out, but I'm always respectful to people because a lot of people pay a lot of money to go there, including myself. But a lot of people pay a lot of money to go there, and there's no reason to be rude. I'm not going to call other people out, but I've seen other streamers or other TikTokers and stuff, and they can be very rude to people. Um, and that's not the way it should be. You can stream and be respectful at the same time. There's no reason to get in people's way. I've offered to take people's pictures. I've stood in line while I was streaming. I think I was on there last time at Animal Kingdom. I helped some girl help her lightning lanes. She had never been to the park before. She asked if I was, if I was an influencer, which I don't like that word. And I said, no, I said, I just stream the parks and stuff. And she said, do you know how to work this thing? She said, my travel agent booked this. And we tried to change the ride because we already did this one. We don't really know how to do this. And I said, yeah. And so she gave me her phone. She just gave it to me. It was like her and her husband and her two small boys. And we just sat there and talked it was actually in front of Tamu Tamu when I went in to go get, it was like that crispy upside down pineapple cake thing. And I helped her fix her lightning lanes. It's small things like that. If you can help somebody, help them. It took 5 minutes and it helped her a ton. And she would have been struggling or canceled stuff. I mean, she didn't know what she was doing. And now she knew, so she could, book stuff for later, because she didn't even know she could book more after that. She just thought she could only do the 3 that she had. So, some people just need some help. Some more butterbeer is what you're hearing. Yes, yes. And I still have butterbeer peeps for you. Yeah. And I know you don't know Pete and Doug and everybody else yet, but that's where I got that idea from. Reed would know that. I think he was on there watching with his wife, and we watched a whole show. And if you don't know SG, there's someone named Tom the Peep that goes around to the parks dressed as a giant peep. I don't know how he does it because he must be so hot in that giant peep outfit. But they did a whole show on peeps, and that's where I found those butterbeer peeps. So I have those at the house for you. Yes. His name is Tom the Peep, and he goes around the parks in a giant pink peep outfit, like the peep behind me, like this one. But it's a giant pink, like the hat and everything. He's like a giant pink peep. I've never met him, but he has a YouTube channel. I think if you go to Tom the Peep, people on here can confirm. Doug's already gone. I don't know if Cakes and everybody is still on here. If you go to the Pete McDevitt show, which is who I've been talking to, and they've been helping me with everything. I don't know if everybody else is still on or if they've jumped off. It says there's still 6 people on, so I'm not sure. A lot of these people are also friends with all of them and are on their show. Mike, I don't know if Mike's still on there. He's a moderator for them and friends. There's a lot of them. Tom Peeps is hilarious. Yes. You're going to have to go find him, Sarah Grace. Just put in the search bar Tom the Peep and you'll find him. It's a giant pink peep outfit. Yeah. And they started a whole thing, and now he's doing hashtag eat cookies because they were harassing each other. But yeah, that's where they were all eating peeps one night too. And that's where I found the idea of the butterbeer peeps. They actually had them at Walmart, but yeah, they were saying that those ones were good because some of the other ones were really gross. Yeah, I don't have the link either. Or else I would post it. I have no problem helping other people and posting. That's what we're here about. I mean, everybody else has helped me tremendously. I have no problem helping and posting things for other people. But I don't know if I can get his link up. A peep? A peep is like the Easter peep, Mom. It's the little marshmallow peeps. They sometimes look like rabbits, but they also look like what do you call them? Like chicks, like birds. They're marshmallows. You get them at like Walmart and they come in those little packages. I could go in the other room and grab some. You know what they look like. And then they're covered in like sprinkles and stuff and they're flavored. You know what they are. Do you know what that is? I know you know what it is. I know you've bought them probably for the boys before. But yeah, that Peep episode was funny. Yeah, you know what that is? Yeah. So they were all eating Peeps and stuff, and then Tom the Peep popped up on there, and he goes to the parks and stuff sometimes too, I think. But yeah, it's just Tom the Peep. He's just yeah, and I've seen the birthday cake ones, but the butterbeer ones I've got in the other room. If I had known, I would have brought them in here, and I could have showed them to you on stream. I've got them just over there. But I saw the butterbeer, and everyone said they were good, and I know you like your butterbeer. Also, I found butterbeer cold foam for anybody that is interested in is another butterbeer fan. So, just random conversation here now. For anybody looking to drink a butterbeer that is not in the park, it doesn't look the same, but it tastes the same. If you get I get mine sugar free. You don't have to get a sugar free one, but sugar free cream soda Dr. Pepper, and you get the butterbeer international coffee creamer and pour it into the soda. There's no actual measurement, just pour some in, mix it, taste it. If it needs a little more, pour it in. It tastes exactly like a butterbeer, like a cold one. I better have them with. I've got threats now. Yeah, there you go. So if anybody wants, like a pretty good version of a butterbeer, it's not exact, but it's pretty good. For any of the butterbeer fans out there, that would be it's a good alternative to that. But I did also find butterbeer cold foam. So for any of my people out there that like iced coffee, which I like iced coffee, cold coffee, um, sweet tea, unsweet tea. I actually don't drink sweet tea because it's too sweet for me. Don't hate me, all the Southern people, because that's where I live. I don't drink it unsweet. I get unsweet and put Splenda in it, but the cold foam, it's really good. It's really good. Yeah, you put it in your iced coffee or in your regular coffee, whatever. It's good. I found that the other day. So I think we've digressed here, and I'm going to give this a couple more minutes, and then I think I'm going to hop off. My arm's starting to hurt a little bit, and we've got some things to do tomorrow. So I think we've gone over everything that I wanted to go over. But I wanted to thank everybody for hopping on. I know it wasn't last minute. I had everything up, but I had forgotten to remind everybody to pop on because I had a whole bunch of things to do today, and I just had just forgotten between that and my hand thing going on and packing and doing different things. I just forgot. So thank everybody for coming on, and it was great to see everybody that did come on. I saw lots of other people that, and we got a couple new people in here, so that's great. And I'm super excited to see everybody in the parks next week. So that should be a lot of fun. If anybody has any ideas or things that they would like to see while we're there, again, I'm going to be at Epcot on Monday afternoon and Hollywood Studios on Tuesday. I might park hop over to Magic Kingdom. I may or may not go to Animal Kingdom like I normally do the morning when I leave. Depends on how I'm feeling. We'll see if I stay for that second Phantasmic or what's going on. I am staying off property this time, so I have to figure out all that situation. But with the AP Pass, the parking is free. I just have to navigate it. So that's what we're going to do. So that's probably when I'll see you guys next. And I'm going to book that after hours for the first night, at least at Epcot on April the 15th, while I'm there for a few days. And we'll try that out and we'll see how that goes. If everybody likes that, and they're able to stay up, because of course there's no point in me streaming if nobody is up to watch me. So if they think that they can stay up between 10 and 1 and be able to hang out and chat, we'll see how that goes. And if it goes well, then maybe we'll book the one on June 1st for Magic Kingdom. I think that one would be that's not very good English, more fun. I think it will be a lot of fun. And I think we'll see about the extra fireworks. There's a lot more rides to do there. We'll have the new Buzz Lightyear, Thunder Mountain. Of course, we can ride Tron a bunch of times, which is usually something you can't do because it's a few hour wait usually. I think that'll be good. It's a lot more money, that one. So we'll start with the Epcot, and then maybe we can figure out a Hollywood Studios day because it's a random day. I'm not usually there, but maybe we figure that out. So thank you, Reed. Thank you. And hopefully I'll be talking to you in Instagram chat soon. If not tonight, some other time. But thank you, everybody, for joining. And I will post an episode for the week after for when we're back. And thanks to everybody that tuned in and to anybody that ends up watching on the replay. Have a good night, guys. Bye.